Good afternoon, children. Welcome to today's class. Today, last chapter you all wrote everything in your classwork note and in your book. You understood the XIMP interface? Yes, we can in detail explore the XIMP tools, what are all the things available. The next chapter we are going to see in this XIMP is about exploring XIMP interface. Explore the XIMP. Okay. So we can enter into the chapter. Before that, please take your pen and pencil and book. All the PEP activities, complete it now and then. Got it? You want to complete your PEP activity and the other activities what I am saying. Now and then pause your video and do it and then play the video and see that. Got it? We can enter into our class. Chapter 2, Exploring XIMP. What are all the XIMP tools and what are all the things available? The first page in our thing is PEP activity. So, first PEP activity in lesson 2 is about there are certain tools available. Yes, certain images available which are used by doctors, carpenters and electricians. What you want to do? You want to identify the doctor's tool, carpenter's tool and the electrician's tool and you want to write it according to that. Got it? So what you want to do? You want to identify which are the tools used by doctor, which are the tools used by the carpenter and which are the tools used by the electrician and write according to that. This is the first PEP activity given. So in a similar way, XIMP also has a toolbox which is the collection of tools. For each tool, it has its own work. Okay. So, XIMP tools. XIMP tools is a digital tool that serve for various purposes. One tool for each work we are using the XIMP tools. These tools are organized into various toolboxes. Okay. We are having it in the toolbox. Toolbox is the heart of the XIMP. Okay. So, the heart of the XIMP, the main part of your XIMP interface is toolbox. Okay. The toolbox is the main part, that is the heart of the XIMP. If you close the toolbox, entire XIMP closes. Got it? If you are closing the toolbox, the entire XIMP closes. So, it is a main part of your XIMP interface. So, which is the main part? Toolbox. What is this called as? Heart of the XIMP. Got it? You can enter into the toolbox. What are all the things available in the toolbox? Yes? Okay. So, the things available, the toolbox have many options available in it. What are all the options available? The tool icons, foreground and background colors, brush, pattern and gradient, active image. And the toolbox contains the tools for selection, painting, erasing, moving, scaling, etc. Okay. For transforming everything, we are having tools which are grouped together to form the toolbox. So, in the toolbox, what are the options? The tool icons available, the foreground, background, colors, brush, pattern and gradient, active image. We will be seeing these options one by one now. So, the first one is toolbox. So, the toolbox, this is your toolbox. See, this whole thing makes the toolbox which contains the tool icons here. These are all the tool icons. This is your foreground and background color. This is your brush, pattern, gradient and active image. This is your background and foreground color. Okay. So, tool icon. What is meant by tool icon? These icons are buttons which activate the tool for variety of purposes. For what you need to select. Using the select tool, you click on it, it will be activated. Okay, it will be activated and the tool can be used. So, for selecting, painting, transforming, etc. So, these are all the things. Which thing you want to use, you can select that. It will be activated. Got it? This is the tool icon. The next one is foreground, background color. This is the foreground, background color. The colored area shows the current, this is the current foreground and the background color which comes into play during many operations. This black black thing is called as a foreground and this white color thing is called as the background color. Okay, you can change the color clicking on the double-headed arrow, swapping the color. This white will be coming into foreground and this black will be going into the background. Okay, and clicking on the small symbol of the, if you click on this small symbol, we can reset them to black and white. Okay, so this symbol is used for this clicking on the small symbol, this it will resets to black and white, black in foreground and white in background. And this double-headed arrow, this arrow will swap the two colors. Okay, this will swap the two colors. This will reset the color to black and white. First, defaultly it will be foreground will be black and the background will be white. By clicking on this, it will reset. By clicking on this, you can swap the colors. Got it? This is the foreground and background colors. And the next one is brush, pattern, gradient. What is meant by brush? Brush represents the selected brush type for painting, for erasing. Erasing also small type of erasing or large type of erasing. And for painting, which brush? Small, tiny brush, or we can have a big brush for that and all. We'll be using this brush. Pattern is used to fill the selected area of the image using that pattern. So this is your brush. This thing is your brush. So this thing up to this width, the brush is being used. This is the pattern used to fill the selected area of an image. This pattern is used. And gradient, selected area of the image, and gradient is used to fill smoothly the selected area of an image with many of these colors. This is the gradient. Clicking on any of this brings up a dialog window that allows you to change. If you click any of this, it will open up with a dialog window where you can change the settings of the brush, pattern or gradient according to your wish. Okay, so according to your wish, you can change the pattern of the selected image, change the brush type and the gradient selected area color. Got it? So if you click on this, dialog window will appear where you can change it. The next one is the active image. Active image is nothing but we have only one image is active at a given moment. For example, if you are opening many images, we can work on many images, but only one will be active at a time, right? If you are opening, you will be having 5 books in it, but only one book you can read at a time. Likewise, you can have many images open, but only one will be active. This is represented by the small icon. Clicking on the icon to display a dialog with a list of currently opened images, and the active images will be shown there. Okay. So respective image or image window to make it active. So we click on the respective image or image window to make it active. We'll be seeing it this practically. Okay. So next one is the tool options. The tool options shows the options associated with that tool. So whatever tool you are selecting, the tool options will be associated with that tool, and the things what we can change that will be represented here. Got it? Yes. Then the next one is the image window. What is meant by an image window? See, this is your image window. Yes, where the image window consists of the image with the image name, okay, and the information about the image. What are all the things? So this is the title bar. So title bar, it displays the name of the image and some basic information about the image. This is the image window. And the next one is here, the file, edit, select. These are all called as image menu. The image menu provides access to every operation you can perform on an image. This image menu, it performs access to every operations you can perform on an image. This is the menu button. So it displays the image menu in a column. If you click on this, it will display the image menu in a column. This is the ruler. Ruler are used to determine coordinators within the image. This image coordinator, what is the coordinates? X, Y, right? X and Y, length and width of this. So the rulers are used to determine the coordinates within the image. This XY, this XY, this and this, these four corners will have the coordinates, right? The next one here, zoom button. It is used to zoom in or out of the image. And this is the status area where it displays the active part of the image. And this is the quick mask toggle. It allows you to paint a selection instead of you just tracing its outline. So this thing, see here, this is called as a quick mask toggle. It allows you to paint a selection instead of just tracing its outline. Clear up to this? Okay. So in this Think and Link 2.2 session, identify the components and functions of the image window. Write the correct answer. See here and write the correct answer for this. Got it? Yes. So in the interface, we will see quickly about what we saw now. Okay. So now we saw the icons. The icons used here according to the selection, the tool options are changing and the gradient and the other things are not here. See, brush, gradient and patterns are here. So this brush, according to the selection of the brush, here it will change, and this is the pattern. All the patterns are available here, and this is your gradient. So these are all the things we saw, right? This is your, see, changing the foreground and background image, and this will reset. See, this will reset, right? This is the foreground and background. Then what we saw about the active image. So this is the active image. See here, wait a second. This is the active image where this is your title bar with the image and the name of the image and the specifications. This is your image menu, file edit select. This is your image menu, and this 500,000 like this. This is called as the ruler, and this is called as what? Menu button. See? Yes, in the column wise the menu buttons are there. This is called as the menu button, and this is called as the zoom button. So we can adjust the size of the image. Okay, and this is your status bar where, wait a second. The active part of the image and the active selection of the tool will be specified in this status bar, and this is your toggle quick mask where you are, see, yes, mask, yes. So this is your quick recap of your practical session. So the status area displays the active part, that is what you select, it will be, see, yes. If you are selecting everything, so these are all the things we saw now in your session. Got it? Any doubt in this? No, right? This is practically I am giving you the explanation for what we saw in the last 10 minutes. Okay? So next one, after you complete this 2.2 activity, next one is PEP activity 2.3. Any doubts till now? If you are having any doubts, you can call me, ask me. PEP activity 2.3, read the list of things below. Okay, classify there into the respective. So land, what are all the things will be available in land, what are all the things used in air, and what are all the things in water, and land and water. See, land and water, what are all the things, it will be there in land and in water. So please think wisely and write it accordingly. Don't make the confusion. Okay, take a breath, think well, and you want to divide and write it in the according part. The land, air, water, and land and water. So categorize the things into these 4 respective columns. Okay. The next video will be seeing about for what we are going to categorize the things. Okay. Yes. The next video is about what is meant by categorizing things. So as we organized objects into different groups based on their properties, XIMP also has various options to organize itself into menu windows called dialogues. What it is, we are going to see in the next video.